Oh, do you want him? Oh.
Oh, and we are live. We're back. A month overdue. School's over and BoogiePod is back in business, baby. We back. It's BoogiePod episode 64. We've missed a lot of stuff. We've missed the NFL draft, which we won't be going over because it's too late by now. We just missed some good things. But basically, what happened is I basically got overran with school. Jake had a lot of school going on as well. We just took basically this month off to get done with school, and we're back for the summer. And might even have some clips coming out. Depends how motivated I am throughout this week. But we are back. Alex in the chat. It's about time. Hey man, we ought to stay in the starting soon screen to get you amped. That's why we ought to stay in there for so long. But Jake, man, how's your month been? Not week. How's your month been?
Bad month, but it's been better now because school's over. It's very stressful, but it's good now.
It could have been a lot worse if you made bad grades, though. But me and Jake, big brain. Big brain, me and Jake, big grades. Ain't that right, Jake? Big grades.
True.
So basically what we're going to go over today is about UFC 288 that happened this past Saturday. And then we're going to go into some MLB stuff as MLB is hot and running. Going good throughout the season. When's the All-Star break? 2 months?
June or July, something like that.
Yeah,
July,
so
probably.
It'll be here before we know it. So we're definitely, are we 25% through yet?
I think so. We're close, yeah.
So already quarter through, if not close. Then we got some NBA playoffs. We don't talk about the NBA a lot on here, but we got to at least give our takes on the playoff games going on right now, as they are also heating up. So let's just go ahead and get started right here. UFC 288. Jake, what do you think about the card, first of all? What was your opinions, first thoughts that come to mind about the card in general?
Well, I didn't think the card was that good, but they kind of got shot in the foot a little bit before it even started, because a lot of fights didn't pan out. Like Bryce Mitchell, I believe, pulled out. Like, was Oliveira supposed to be on this card already?
Yeah, Darush.
Oliveira and Darush. It's rescheduled. I think it just kind of got hurt before it even got started. Then when it got started, some of the fights were good, some of them were not so good.
Yeah.
Kind of a stinker. Not high level fight in the main event, but kind of a stinker at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's funny. Like probably the most exciting knockout was that Andrade fight. That was a cool knockout, and like
it was.
There was cool moments.
Yeah, the Dover one was good. Phil Hawes getting slept. That was pretty good too.
Oh,
he went night.
Yeah.
Overall, though, yeah, I kind of agree with you. You know, I was watching MMA Guru's video. Shout out MMA Guru, and he said that it felt like a Utah card with the altitude and stuff. And it kind of did. Yeah. Everyone felt sloppy. Like the co-main event felt sloppy. The main event felt sloppy. Neither people felt good. They just didn't look good. I thought Aljo looked bad. Yeah. I thought Henry Cejudo looked bad. I know both of the guys were injured in the co-main event, but they both looked bad too.
Yeah.
I just didn't think they looked good throughout the entire card. There was some highlight moments, like you said, Jessica Andrade getting slept. Anytime we get a women knockout, we take it and run with it. And that goes for all of them. But yeah, overall, I mean, it had some highs, but pretty let down card so far. But when you were looking at the lineup, you kind of expected that going into it a little bit, I felt like. So there wasn't much expectations going into it anyway. So let's go to that main event. Sterling beat Cejudo by decision. What are your thoughts on this fight, Jake?
My first thoughts is anyone saying Cejudo won that fight hates Aljo. I'm not a big Aljo guy.
Yeah.
You kind of like him a little bit because everyone else hates him. I don't blame you. I've never really liked him. Aljo won that fight.
Yeah,
3-2. I thought it was. Me and you agreed.
Yep,
we don't agree all the time. We agreed on this one.
3-2. Yep.
It was clear 3-2. Anything else, I think you're kind of on crack a little bit.
Yeah.
You can't be blinded by bias in this one. Cejudo just didn't look good. I think he had ring rust. I agree with you. You said that after the fight, and that's what it was. He didn't come out there ready to fight. He was in shape. He was jacked. He's a little dude, but he's wide.
Yeah, he's
ready to go.
Yeah, horse jockey.
A freak, but yeah, he's a horse jockey. He kind of is like a horse jockey.
Yeah.
I thought Aljo came out in that first round and looked really good too, but then it's like he just got tired. The pace was too much. But then Cejudo didn't push back. Because I said the whole time, I think Cejudo was just in prime position to knock him out whenever he wanted, but he just wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cejudo had a lot of openings. He just wasn't landing his shots, and Aljo did enough. Wherever the fight went, he's kind of the reason it went there, and that's why he won. And they're right about saying that he won. Even the judges were wrong about how they scored the fight, but the end result was correct. Mm-hmm. They messed up on the cards really bad.
Yeah.
But the end result was fine.
That's what I was going to talk about. They gave Aljo round 5, and that time the one he should have won, it should have been Cejudo's round, but they gave Cejudo the one that should have been Aljo's round, and if they didn't mess that up, Cejudo would have won the fight, and that would have been wrong. So pretty crazy there. Yeah, my thoughts are the same. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, it felt like both guys did not look good. If I was Sean O'Malley, I'm rubbing my hands. I'm excited to get in there. And, I mean, it's just they both look bad. I think Cejudo's was ring rust. I think it was because whenever you're sitting there staring at somebody, you just can't get going. Almost, I think that's what that is. I don't think it's a lack of talent or anything like that. We know Cejudo's talented. We know he's smart. Even though I've seen a lot of videos about there's a lot of holes in his game in the striking department, and he's supposed to be like this high IQ dude, not really doing nothing wrong fundamentally wise, and it seemed like he was doing a lot wrong. So that's kind of interesting as well there for him to be a coach. But either way, very, very, very main event. Very meh. But Aljo won. Good for him. He'll probably be facing Sean O'Malley next, you would hope. And then for Cejudo, I think he should retire, but I'd like to see him get out and win. And he called out Merab later on Twitter. I would like to see him Merab. You might as well do it. Merab's not going to fight nobody, so I would love to see him. Throw it in the co-main as well, under Sean O'Malley and Aljo. Talk about a press conference. Ooh, talk about a press conference. So let's move into the co-main event, which was Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns. What are your thoughts on this fight, Jake?
Well, notice when I was trying to recap the card for us that I forgot to mention the fight because I forgot it even happened. So you just said it. That's how bad of a fight it really was.
It was.
I'll say this. I don't like Belal. I think he's boring, but this wasn't on him. Mm-mm. He don't never go after you. He don't want to finish you. He said, I can win by decision all day. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
But Gilbert Burns looked like poo.
Yeah.
He was bad.
Yeah.
He was hurt. I think it looked like he hurt both his shoulders, but I know for sure the left shoulder was jacked. I think he went in for a takedown shot, and then he got kneed or something, and it just jacked his whole frame up or something. I don't know. But, that Belal is just kind of, he's got his path now. He's going to get a title shot guaranteed after Colby and Leon's over. And there must be something terrifying about him because no one wants to fight. No one actually goes in there and tries to beat him, it looks like. They all just kind of stand there and stare at him. But he beats them. Yeah. So credit to him. I'm not going to hate on him for it. It's just he has no killer instinct in his bones. No, he don't want to go out for nobody. He plays it safe, which I don't blame him. He's been knocked out before. But it's just you're not ever going to have many fans doing that. But if you can live with it, then whatever, as long as you win, I guess. Yeah.
I also think this fight was very dull as well, just like the main event. Both guys were hurt. Belal Muhammad's foot was jacked completely. He was limping all week, completely swollen once he got in there and all that. And then also for Aljo, same thing. Or not Aljo. Gilbert Burns hurting the shoulder from the takedown. He gets kneed right there. And Dana White said what happened to it. I can't remember. He didn't dislocate it, but it was something else like that, and he couldn't throw it the entire fight. But it's just awful. Both guys get hurt. What do you expect? There ain't much to say about it. And but like you said, Belal Muhammad did his job. He wins. He'll be looking at a title shot next. Gilbert Burns, man, what do you do if you're him? You've had a couple runs. I don't know.
No, he might have one more try at him. One more try at the belt for him. It's a shame, man.
Yeah, it is.
He had that belt won, and I think he has one more pass at it. After that, I think he's got to hang up. But
getting older too, so
yeah. He's older.
I think he's 36, so that might have been.
Look it, but
that might have been. That might have been him. But Gilbert Burns strikes me as one of those dudes that'll stick around for a while and just keep winning and losing. So, and then we got a fight night this weekend. We'll give our early prediction on this one. It's Rosenstruck versus Almeida, which is actually a good fight. I'm gonna say something real quick. No idea anything about Almeida until I looked. Dude's 18-2, and he has a lot straight finishes. Dude's on a roll right now. He's a minus almost 500 favorite against Rosenstruck. I mean, that's unbelievable. I didn't even know where this guy came from. So, what's your prediction of this fight, Jake? What's your early prediction of this fight?
I think his name is Gelton Almeida Almeida, like that. Yeah, I think he's a huge sleeper title contender one day. He's a kind of a freak.
Yeah.
I think he's going to beat Rosenstruck. I think he'll knock him out.
Yeah.
Rosenstruck's kind of one-dimensional. He's a counter striker, all the way.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants you to throw at him, and he'll just counter punch you the entire time. And I think Almeida will get by that. He'll probably knock him out in the second round. That's my prediction.
Okay, I'm going sub in round 1. I think he'll submit him. And I also saw something about Almeida that he came up from the light heavyweight division as well. So he's a dude from the light heavyweight division. So he still has the athleticism about it. He's not a pure heavyweight. That might cost him as you get later on, but he has good jiu-jitsu, so you don't have to worry about getting set on, really. So it's very interesting. He has a real good shot. I'd love maybe sneak him with a little John Jones in there. John Jones will stick around long enough, but he won't. But So let's read some comments here as that was kind of wrapped up our UFC thing here. Let's see. Emma said, can we talk about... Oh, wait. Ooh, welcome. The Thailand's known of your goodness. There you go. Just shouting out Thailand. And then she said, can we talk about the fact that Jake finally won? Jake did win the card this week. He's back. He's back in the winning column. Attaboy, Jake.
It's been a minute.
Back in the winning column.
Feels good.
Hey, years early. Pass for you, man. Pass for you.
It is pass.
And then Alex said, nice Kool-Aid. It's empty now. It was good, though. It was good. All right, let's move on to our MLB section today. And we're going to kick it off with a little Ohtani talk. And the reason why this brought to my mind and I want to talk about, because I was scrolling through ESPN looking at some things for the BoogiePod, and that was the big headliner was Ohtani talk. Instead of making up, he's going to make $600 million most likely if he goes to free agency. It's crazy. $600 million, that's a lot. So Jake, I want your favorite who you think is most likely to sign him. And then give me a cool underdog that you think would be like, maybe. Go ahead, hit me with it.
Okay, I think the clear favorite is going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. Mm-hmm. Not because of their willingness to spend money, but because I think he likes being on the West Coast. And why don't you just go to the premier baseball team on the West Coast?
Yeah.
Some people argue it's the Padres this year. I bet you it's not. I bet you the Dodgers still might finish ahead of the Padres.
Yeah.
So I think he just wants to stay down in local area where he's been. Just go to the better team and get with Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. And go try to win something there because that's a huge piece for them. Because you know they're saving up. They want it. You know it.
Yeah.
And real bad. I think they'll be the ones that end up getting him.
Okay.
But a sleeper team? You say your favorite one, then I'll say my sleeper. So
okay.
I got to think about it.
Okay, my favorite is also the Dodgers, so it won't take long. My favorite's also the Dodgers. Okay. Same reasons you said. I was doing a little research on it as well. It seemed like the Dodgers are going to be the one that, they've purposely put aside money, it almost seems like, for him to go get him. They have the manager that will go spend that kind of money. $600 million is a lot, though, man, and that is just, I don't know, that's crazy to me. That is crazy to think that we're going to see a player get $600 million in the MLB. But, I mean, originally, let's fast forward. When did he really break out? 2 years ago or a year ago?
In 2021. So
okay.
Ago, yeah.
So let's go back 2 years ago, and I remember sitting there saying that this Ohtani guy is like, okay, kind of cool, kind of a little dull. Okay, one more year, same production. This year, same production. So it's kind of unbelievable at this point what he's doing, and I'm starting to get on the train a little bit that, he's probably the best player in Major League Baseball right now. And it's unbelievable, at least value-wise. On what he can do. It's just for a team to be able to have basically an ace that is going to be like nearly unhittable every time he gets up there, then turn around for a solid 2 to 3 hitter who has speed, has good glove if you have to play him in the outfield, and hits per power and average and all that good stuff. And he just completes it. He's the ultimate everything player. And $600 million to the Dodgers sounds like probably the favorite is where he'll end up.
Yeah, sleeper team I actually think is the Giants, and my reason is because they tried to take a huge swing at getting Aaron Judge, failed to get him. They're wanting a big-time player, and I think Ohtani obviously is like the biggest time you could ever get. He's like, this is the biggest free agent. Well, if he hits free agency, if he's not traded first, it'll be like the biggest free agent signing probably since Max Scherzer. I remember that one was a huge deal when he went to the Nationals and stuff. It's that big, probably way bigger actually.
Yeah.
And I think the Giants are the best sleeper team. Again, West Coast, not far from Anaheim, where he plays right now. So, maybe something like that.
Okay. My sleeper team has a little bias cut into it. I'm going with the Red Sox. Now, the first thing you're going to say when I say that is, why would Hein Bloom spend money now when he wouldn't do it for Bogarts, when he wouldn't do it for all these guys? It's because I think there's an interest for Ohtani to want to play for the Red Sox, with the addition of Yoshida. They're very close friends. They were close friends in the Japanese league. They were close friends when they played for Team Japan. And I think there's a reason. Second reason why, even if we don't sign him in free agency, I think there's actually a more likely chance he gets traded at the deadline to the Red Sox than signed in free agency. And I'll tell you why. That. Because I think the Red Sox will be in the hunt at the trade deadline. Okay? And while we're there, our number one need will be pitcher. So I think there's a chance, and that would give him an incentive to go there. And he's talked about how he likes Boston. how he likes the fans there. He likes the atmosphere at Boston. He's been very open about Boston. And I like that out of a player. That's my sleeper team, and also a little bias cooked in there. I'd love for him to go to Boston. Instant Ohtani jersey if he goes to Boston. We will celebrate.
Oh, yeah.
The podcast will be like a birthday party if he goes to Boston. It'll be crazy. So I would love that. Imagine Ohtani and Fenway, dude. Oh my gosh. I would love. But and also, like, I know the Dodgers are the favorite, but I don't want to see him go to the Dodgers. I really don't. I don't want to see that.
I'd rather him stay in the American League. Stay away from the National League. I don't want Braves to play him.
I just don't want him at the Dodgers. I just think he'll look boring with the Dodgers. No fun.
It's kind of boring outcome, really, because all the big guys go to the Dodgers nowadays.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's move on here. Let's go into our most surprising team so far of the year. There's been quite a few surprising teams, but Jake, who is your most surprising team?
Probably the Pirates. Maybe a tie between Pirates and Orioles, because both of them are like kind of young, well, especially the Orioles, but they didn't buy it all. They both maybe sold at the deadline last year, and especially the Orioles when they were in a spot. I'll just go with the Orioles. They're my most surprising. I saw how they played Atlanta.
Yeah.
They played real well. I think they're a really good team. They're just going to lack pitching. For some reason, they signed no pitching in the offseason of like real, like meaning like amount. They got some relief pitchers and stuff, but starting pitching, they don't have it. But those dudes pitched good against Atlanta. But I think in the full season, I think they might slow down a little bit. But I'm really surprised how good all those young dudes are playing.
Yeah, shout out that in the podcast, man. You kidding me right now?
What?
You kidding me?
What's going on?
I told you I was doing the podcast.
Oh, I couldn't hear nothing. Sorry. I didn't know. Sorry. Yeah, edit Unbelievable. It's live. You can't edit. Sorry.
Unbelievable. All right. Yeah. So my surprising team actually is the Tampa Bay Rays. And
surprising.
But I'll tell you why it's surprising. Any team with that record's surprising. Any team. That's crazy. The only team that could have that record and be like, okay, their roster said they should have probably had something near that is the Padres, probably. That's it. Everybody else, surprising to me. Okay? That record's just unbelievable. Every time I look at it, it just blows my mind. Like, how do you only lose that many games? Like, how does something not go wrong for you to only lose? I think they have 8. 8. That's crazy. That's like
7 or 8.
Yeah, that's like 2 series. I mean, that's wild, man. And that's my most surprising team. I had them finishing 4th in the AL East. So that's my most surprising team for sure. Definitely for my own predictions as well. Which will lead me into my next question. Will the Rays be the number 1 overall seed in all of MLB by the end of the year?
No.
Okay.
They won't be.
Who then?
It kind of reminds me, I'll say something if I
okay.
play that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Last year, Yankees were by far, they didn't have this good of a record, but they were like the team for most of the year. Like they were about unbeatable in some times, and they were just the best pitching, best hitting, hit the most home runs, score the most runs by a mile, and they ended up barely winning the division by like, it was kind of getting close.
Yeah.
At the end. Like they're lucky the season ain't a little longer because they might have lost it. They really sputtered near the end, and I think where Tampa plays in the best division in baseball, this hot streak's not going to ride the whole year. Do I think they'll be the best team in the American League still? Probably. But I could see a team like Atlanta, or maybe the Padres turning it on. Maybe Atlanta, because their division's kind of been disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
And their team is just as good as the Rays. Maybe on paper they're probably better by namesake, but they're not playing as good as
they're 1,000% better on paper. I
think Atlanta has a chance to be the number 1 overall seed in the MLB.
Yeah.
But I think Tampa, but they have a really great start. They've got a good head start. So it's just that harder division. I think is going to be tough gauntlet when it gets late, August and stuff. It's going to be rough.
Yeah, I don't think they'll also be the number 1 overall seed mainly because the Rays has to play the AL East so much, and that's going to be hard when you have everybody. The worst team in there right now is the New York Yankees. I mean, it's just that simple. Like that's what. Yeah, I mean, so you're going to be facing juggernauts every week, and I think that's my main reason why I don't think they'll be the number 1 seed by the end of the year. But they had like this magic thing going right now where they can't lose. It's kind of weird. So no matter what happens, like I watched them come all the way back, 5 down to end up winning against the Yankees in overtime. It's just unbelievable what they can do. It's crazy. Like how are you 20 and like 7, and then decide to go, hey, you know what? Let's come back in this game. Don't matter. Let's come back and do it.
It's Garrett Cole, mind you.
Like, true.
He put like 5 runs on Garrett Cole.
Yeah. He pooped all over himself, yeah. It is what it is. All right, so let's move on to our AL and NL MVPs and Cy Young. If the year was to end today, Jake, start with your AL MVP.
AL MVP is Brent Rooker.
Yeah.
Future Atlanta Brave. Brent Rooker. Dude's pretty much the best hitter in baseball right now. So
he is, by far.
He's got to be the MVP of the American League.
Unbelievable. The A's have Brent Rooker on their team right now, and none of their pitchers have a single win this season. There you go. Ugh. That's bad. Brent Rooker, his average is 319. His OPS is 1.126. And I agree with you. He is also my American League MVP if the season was to end today, which would be crazy because he's playing for the worst team in baseball by far. So, go with your NL.
NL, it's close because Sean Murphy and Ronald Acuna are tearing it up. I got to go Sean Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Best catcher in baseball this year. Don't let anyone tell you it's Adley Rutschman. It's not yet. He will be later, not right now.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy's been the best player in the National League so far. Acuna's close. He had a bad couple of games, so his OPS dropped a little bit where I couldn't argue for him as much because he leads like hits and stolen bases and all that. But Sean Murphy's best catcher in baseball, best hitter in the NL right now, so he's my MVP.
Yep, I agree with you. It's also Sean Murphy. The only thing that worries me about his stats a little bit for like MVP's sake, I guess, is his averages in the 282s, which for like a normal baseball player, that's like awesome. But like when you're talking about MVP, 282 is a little like weird when you're going against other MVP candidates. But then his OPS is 1.047. So whenever this dude is hitting the ball, he's absolutely killing it. So clear MVP in the National League for me. I actually didn't have Acuna. I had Sean Murphy put it clear for me. So, So let's move into the Cy Youngs. Let's go into the AL. Who you got there?
American League Cy Young. I put Sonny Gray, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
I think he plays for the Twins.
He
does.
does.
Yankees. They had him not long ago, and he was awful.
Yeah.
He leaves, and now he's a Cy Young candidate. Best ERA in the MLB right now. So it's a little early for pitchers. It's hard to tell.
It is.
Who's really the best? Because I guarantee both these dudes ain't gonna be there in months. But right now, Sonny Gray could celebrate because he's really good. So.
Yeah, he has a 1.35 ERA right now, which leads the majors. He has 47 strikeouts, which I don't know if that's a lot for strikeouts right now. Don't know. I'm not a big strikeout guy. I know you are. I'm not a big strikeout guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Spencer Strider. Yeah.
And then for my WHIP, he has 1.10, which is still really, really good. Anything you can get below that one mark is insane, and that's a good WHIP right there.
Yeah.
So let's go into our NL Cy Youngs.
I guess it's got to be Justin Steele. I don't want to make it the ERA award because I don't like going by one stat. But this early, I mean, he's been the best pitcher in the National League, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Strider's on his tail a little bit, and the Freak can stay healthy. He's right there. And who's another one? Who's another good one? I can't remember, but yeah, he's been the best so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Justin Steele for the Cubs, 1.45 ERA, 36 strikeouts, at 0.95 WHIP. You know, I'll tell you something really embarrassing. I had both of these guys on my watch list in fantasy baseball from the waivers about probably like 2 weeks ago, and didn't pick them up because I didn't want to make the move too early. And I'm pretty sure Dad has both of them now.
Oh, well, he brought Zach Wheeler for it, so was he really winning?
That's true, but I mean, he landed
really winning.
Cy Youngs right now, and then Zach Wheeler gets shelled by Boston, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, do we have any more comments? Because that wraps up our MLB section. Nope. So let's move into the NBA, and we'll talk about, just give us our predictions right now for the playoffs. You know, we don't gotta go too in depth because I don't really know what I'm talking about either. But just some fun predictions here to wrap it up. The Heat leads the Knicks 2-1. Jake, at the end of this series, who comes out on top?
The Heat are going to come out on top. Well, pretty much Jimmy Butler's that guy.
He is.
He's really good in the playoffs. He's carrying that team. The Knicks, I don't know if they're supposed to be where they're at right now. I think they're a solid team. They don't have any real stars, real star power guys, but they're good. Like a well-rounded team. But I got Heat moving on.
Yeah. I do too. I also have the Heat moving on as well. The way I basically narrowed it down is I know people on the Heat, don't know no one on the Knicks. So there you go. I'm going with the Heat. So let's move on. Lakers are 2-1 over the Warriors right now. Who comes out on top on the big boy division right here? They play not.
Oh, yeah. I think the Lakers are going to do it. I think it might go 7 the way they're flip-flopping because it all goes by Anthony Davis, and the dude can't play good 2 days in a row.
No,
I think it's because his body's kind of tired. He plays a lot of minutes, I think I've seen. So I think Anthony Davis will carry him to the win, and LeBron will do just enough. He's kind of taking the back seat in this series. He's played well, though. I'm not saying he played bad, but Anthony Davis has been the main guy. Plus, just because the matchup against the Warriors are smaller, I think they can't guard AD, so you got Lakers moving on.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Lakers just because I'm rooting for them, and I want to see them do it, and they're in the lead. So, go Lakers. I agree. LeBron, go. So, move on. 76ers and Celtics are tied 2-2 right now. Jake, who comes out on top in this one?
I want to say the 76ers kind of. I think the Celtics might choke it, but I'm going to go Celtics just because this series would be over 4-0 sweep if it wasn't for James Harden being the clutchest player in the NBA right now. I watched that game yesterday. James Harden sealed that game for them and got them to overtime, I'm pretty sure, and then hit the game winner in the last time they won. So they ain't going to keep up.
Yeah.
I think the Celtics are going to even it out, and they'll end up winning it, sadly. But I'd say Celtics.
I also think the Celtics. I feel like I kind of have to say Celtics for me being a Red Sox fan, and I see everything on Twitter. I kind of have to say Celtics a little bit, and I agree too. Yeah. I mean, those mugs almost cried last year when they lost the finals on Twitter. It was bad. So, let's move on. Suns and Nuggets are tied 2-2. Jake, I know who you're picking on this one.
No, I want to say Nuggets, but I mean they got KD on the Suns, so I got to go Suns.
Yeah.
I think they play better when Chris Paul's hurt, it seems. I think Chris Paul slows him down. I saw that on Twitter today, so I'm copying somebody, but I think he probably slows him down. He's older, and he's always been hurt. And I hate to say it, Chris Paul, I don't want to call him the L word, the loser, but I don't know, man. They're playing really well right now. And
you don't throw that word around a lot. I said that word's very sacred to you. You don't throw that word around a lot. So if someone's getting called,
call everyone a loser.
Call
everyone a loser.
If someone's getting called loser by Jay, get serious.
If you call everyone a loser, it don't mean nothing. But Chris Paul, he's around that territory. That's not good for him. So I think KD will carry him to the next round.
I'd never call anyone a loser. So
that's a no. That's funny.
I'm also going the Suns. I think low key, dude. If they can catch fire, they can win it all. But they got to catch fire a little bit and then go on and then beat some other people. Because I think outside of like the Warriors, the Lakers, and probably the Celtics, they're probably right there with talent level with all them as well. So from like people I know, so that's kind of where I have them on the same thing right there. All right, so let's wrap it up with Jake's question of the week. Jake, been a while since we did a big Jake Q.
Okay.
All right.
I was using Aaron Rodgers as my question of the week. Now he's with the. We didn't really get to talk about it because he went to the Jets. I think he might have called that one. I think it was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
To be fair, but so over under win total 11. 11 wins over under. 11-6.
11's a big number. Under because I think they'll start slow.
So then, you think they'll make the playoffs or not?
Hold on.
They're a lock.
Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs. Hold on, 11.
11 wins.
How many games are there in the NFL? 17?
They'd be 11-6 with an 11 record. Yes, I got 17. Yeah.
So they'd be 10-7 if they got 10 wins.
Yeah.
Oh, I smell the 10 in them. But I feel like a safer bet might be able to go over though, because I don't see them with. I think they got to get more than 9.
Yeah, I don't know their schedule. I think it's really dependent because I think they're going to have a pretty favorable schedule, maybe because they finished so low in their division.
Yeah,
they're like third in the division, maybe fourth. I don't know if the Patriots finished ahead of them or not. I can't remember. They might have finished the same, but they won't have to play the division winners from all the other divisions and stuff. So I think they might have. The schedule comes out Thursday, so that'll be interesting.
Aren't the Bills in their division?
Really tough. Yeah, they had to play the Bills twice. Yeah, they'll beat them once too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say
11's a good number.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Man, if you gave me 11.5 under easily, you have to give me 11.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go under because I think they'll start slow. I think they'll get 10 wins. I think they might win the division though.
Ooh, you think Buffalo? Okay, that means that the division kind of sucks. They beat each other up.
I think Bills are gonna be pretty bad. Like for their standards, Bill standards.
For their standards, a 10 or 9-win season's a failure.
Yeah,
because they're supposed to be Super Bowl contenders. I think they'll win 11 games on the dime. 11-6. I think that fits them perfect.
Yeah.
Give them room for a slow start, and then you'll have them kind of get hot later in the year. Maybe like Tom Brady's Bucks did in 2020. So, yeah, I'm excited for them. I can't wait till it's Jets Cowboys week 1. Prime time. You know that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers loves the Cowboys, so.
I'm not looking for it. Jaguars will probably have to play them in the playoffs at some point. Be sad.
Oh man, I love that. Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, you better not. Aaron Rodgers don't beat him. Dude. Oh man, I'd get me a jersey for that game. Some Aaron Rodgers.
Shoo, gosh, big loser right there.
That would good.
He don't scare me. He don't scare me in the playoffs. He don't scare me in the playoffs. He scares me in the regular season.
He should scare you in the playoffs.
No.
He ain't Justin Herbert. He's better than Justin Herbert.
He's definitely better than Justin Herbert. Whew, I'm about better than Justin Herbert. I'm about better than Justin Herbert. Gosh.
No.
You're talking about a loser.
Man, Justin Herbert was better than Jalen Hurts last year. No one wants to talk about that though.
He is better than Jalen Hurts. He's definitely more talented than Jalen Hurts. By far. Yeah, we're getting into a lot. We're getting into a lot now. That'll wrap it up. First BoogiePod back. We're back, baby. Look for it for probably next Monday as well, around 7:15, 7:30, something like that. And we appreciate you guys tuning